Welcome to the official Windows 8 channel, and we will today talk about a feature that is often useful but can sometimes prevent you from accessing a piece of information on the web, and it's the Internet Explorer pop-up blocker. When you have your Windows 8 machine installed for the first time, your Internet Explorer 10 browser is automatically equipped with a pop-up blocker that is activated by default. And that's what you want, because you don't want to have the usual pop-ups of websites annoying you, especially some of the websites are sometimes extremely annoying with that. They pop up lots of publicity and lots of ads and all sorts of annoying little windows. Now keep in mind that it's limited to a certain type of pop-up because one of the problems with the pop-up system is the fact that you can have what we call pop-unders, and these aren't going to be stopped by the pop-up blocker. So it does not mean because the pop-up blocker is there that you won't have pop-ups, but you'll have a lot less pop-ups. But one of the problems with the pop-up is that if you are on a website and that you click on a function that requires to open several pop-ups in order to work, and that you'll go through, what happens is you have the pop-up blocker that might actually block a window that you wanted to see. So that becomes an annoying feature in that case. So how does it work? Well, just click your Internet Explorer desktop version, or you can just go into the charms bar on the right side of the screen, swipe, or go into the corners if you don't have a touch screen, and just type pop up and go into settings, and you'll see block or allow pop-ups. So either you go there and it's going to bring you to the desktop version of Internet Explorer, or you go into the pinwheel on the top right, go into Internet Options and click on Privacy, and here you'll have the 2/3 of the window, I would say, down, a little check mark that says turn on pop-up blocker. And you also have settings. So first of all, if you want to turn it off, you just take out the check mark, you click apply at the bottom, and your pop-up blocker is always off. I don't suggest that. I think it's a bad idea to actually take out the turn on the pop-up blocker. What you might want to do instead is go into settings. So if a website is blocked by the pop-up blocker, here you can add the address of a website where the pop-ups are always going to be allowed. That's probably the best way to manage your pop-up problems on some websites. So add the URL of the website you want the pop-ups. For example, if I would like to have pop-ups from Facebook, I type facebook.com, click add, and there it would be in the allowed website, which means that now facebook.com can show pop-ups, and they're gonna really pop up in my window if they were blocked before. And of course you can click on any site, remove it from the list. If you have lots of stuff, you can remove all, which means you'll remove everything. So you'll have all that information, and you also have at the bottom there a little check mark that says show notification when show notification bar when a pop-up is blocked. So it means that at the top or somewhere on your window you'll have a little bar showing that a pop-up was blocked. So that is pretty much the block the pop-up blocker settings, you have of course the blocking settings, which is by default at medium, block most automatic pop-ups. You can put it at low, allow pop-up from secure sites, and high, block all pop-ups. So depending on what you want to achieve. Now keep in mind that pop-ups are not always because of the browser itself. If you have malware installed, you might have pop-ups of ads that won't be blocked here because they're not coming from the browser itself, but they are kind of turned on, or they show up because of the settings, because of the malware software in your computer. Another problem that people will often have is having toolbars at the top of the Internet Explorer window, and a lot of these toolbars have their own pop-up blockers. The Google toolbar, the Yahoo toolbar, for example, all have their own pop-up blockers. So if you cannot see a window that's popping up and you deactivate, or you deactivate, sorry, the pop-up blocker in Internet Explorer, and it's still blocked, then the culprit is probably a toolbar you have in Internet Explorer that you've added with time, or that was added when you upgraded some software. So be careful with that, because it can happen. I've seen many cases of people telling me, well, okay, well, I can't access my web account for a bank because it pops up a security window that never shows up, and so it doesn't want to work, and often it's blocked by one of those toolbars. So be careful with that also. Hope it helped. If you enjoy our videos, subscribe to our channel and you'll be informed when new videos are online. It's a great way to know when we have new videos. And if you have a Windows 8 machine, it's a great way to keep in touch. If you have any comments, questions, let us know. Maybe you have a feature of Windows you'd like us to talk about that we haven't mentioned yet, and you want us to make a video out of it, then you'll be helping others at the same time, which is pretty cool. So hey, let us know, and hope that you enjoy our videos and that you'll come back to the official Windows 8 channel. Bye-bye.